fired up the fuel gauge the other day because I'm not sure exactly how much fuel we have on board. Previous owners have indicated that it was, or that it is about 200 litre tank, but not really sure. And we're doing quite a lot of motoring, so wired up the gauge and it shows just above empty. But I know that's not right because I pulled the sensor out of the tank and actually did a sighting. It's pretty much up the top. So I think the problem is that the sensor is not calibrated to the gauge. I'm not quite sure how to sort that out. Yeah, back to the drawing board on that one. Pulled into Goldsmith a couple of hours ago, and it looks a bit different out here than what it did the last time we were here. It's full of boats, and today we're the only boat around. Well, there is a speedboat out there that doesn't actually look like anybody's on it. It's just anchored up, derelict. Yeah, it's got about 10 knots of wind from the northeast, which is what they said it's going to be. At this point the wind took over almost completely, but basically what I was trying to say was that we had arrived on a lee shore, which means the wind was blowing us towards the land. It was due to swing around and blow quite fiercely from the southeast for the next few days. This would swing the boat 180 degrees from its current position. We'd prefer to drag anchor out to sea than towards the land for obvious reasons. The engine was due for its 200-hour service, and as we were heading to the marina next, I decided to carry out its routine service.
Nothing is easy on a boat. There is never a good vantage point, to be honest. So what are you going to do, Liam?
Well, just gonna have a look at the impeller at the same time as putting some oil in the engine. So I've checked it out for a while behind this little brass plate. Also pumps those salt water through the engine. That little pump just spins around and sucks the water through. What eventually happens is they fray and stuff and they fall off, and in a really bad situation they fall off and go up, get sucked in the engine and get stuck in the heat exchanger. So we want to replace that before it gets to that stage.
So what have you just done, Liam?
Topped up the gearbox oil as well. It's got a good little spot to get into. You have to dislocate your back and your shoulder and put your head over sideways and put your tongue out, and managed to get it in the end. It's all good. The old Merc on our dinghy doesn't have a very big petrol tank, so we carry a spare jerry can of fuel wherever we go. Sometimes we run out in the middle of the ocean and have to refuel. This is one of those occasions.
What's just happened, Liam?
2 oysters and the rest aren't worth taking. They're way too small. O'clock at night, and this has been going on for the last hour. More and balls. Just leaving Goldsmith Island and getting the boat ready to go now. The wind's just come up a bit, so might even get our spinnaker on because we're going almost dead downwind today. It'll be fun. After a hell of a lot of fucking around, we finally got the big girl out. Not quite enough wind though to keep that sail out.
Unfortunately, we want to go over there, and we're heading over there.
We'd rung up the Mackay Marina from Goldsmith Island and had been allocated K08, but before tying up there we stopped off at the fuel jetty. It's easier to get this out of the way so we don't have to worry about it on departure day. There, 3 weeks worth of rubbish. A bag of confetti chopped up into little pieces. We had also pre-arranged a getaway to a little cabin in Eungella. This is our mate Trevor, half man, half machine. How cold is that?
It's very cold! Really?
Maybe I'm not even that brave.
Yeah!
To have a big female.
Oh!
That's cold.
Yeah.
That is nice. It's cool. It's really good.
But the person who actually lives here is not getting in.
He's got the brain. He has roughly 30 acres which he literally built up from nothing. Clearing weed, repurposing materials for the cottage, digging massive holes for fence posts and carting around tons of rock all by hand. Of course he does get the odd volunteer every now and then, but half an hour's hard labour is well worth the reward of relaxing with a cold beverage afterwards. Few people slip away without going on a big adventure. He's planted hundreds of trees himself over a 30-year period. Some have died, some are just average, and some have really taken off. Some are very old, and some are very round, and some are now horizontal, mostly a result of cyclones. About a 20-minute drive gets you to Broken River. Famous for its collection of platypus, you don't have to stand there for long to see one. They also don't seem to mind voices.
This is a stupid low battery.
Like a lot of creatures, they know what a camera is and they hide when they see one. Back at the boat, we hit the ground running in order to get the remaining chores done in time. So we bought a new camera in our provision at Mackay because although that one's still working alright, we just thought, well, if that dies and we're out in the middle of nowhere, it's going to be a bit of a pain because we won't be able to record anything. So we got a new GoPro 7, cheapest one we could find, but right.
Also be good for when we want to have two perspectives. I can film and you can film at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. We've had well, I mean, that GoPro's lasted really well. And the other GoPro we thought died, but it, in actual fact, it's just the battery, so it's all good. So hopefully this one will last a while as well. But yeah, we're almost done with the reprovision now. Well, we are done with the reprovision. We just got to tuck everything into little spaces, and then we're off tomorrow morning. First thing to probably the Percy Islands, but we'll see how far we get and see what the weather's doing for us. Join us again next time as we rush to hospital with a last minute injury and head over to the Percy Islands and on to Great Keppel.